The garden. There was a cat living there, and
Amazing.
he feeds it.
Okay, so you want to do Pandora?
If that's what you want.
Thank you. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. And then some Army, Germany. I like the story of,
Elvis.
or you winning the talent show and just that whole
Oh, with
weird
the German guy
cosmic
that
trip.
gave me that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was so much smarter than me.
your humility is very becoming, Jim Bedford. Okay, it's right up there with Mick Flair.
Yeah, he tells us all the same thing. Yeah.
All right, let's rock on the Pandora. Go ahead.
Okay, so I get out of the Army and what to do, so I went to work at Prescolite where my mom was, but I couldn't stay there because my uncle was a superintendent, so I went to work at Thrifty Drug, Boren Brothers on Doolittle Drive. We started playing the weekends. The two guys I'd been in the Army with, Jerry Garcia, great drummer, one of the greatest I ever played with, and Carl Battaglia, great musician, inspired me to actually early on get me with the doo-wop groups and the whole scene because he was smarter and older. We started playing weekends, and then all of a sudden it got into 3 nights at this place called the Pandora that Charlie O'Connell, one of the superstars, if not the superstar of roller derby of all time, he owned it. So we start playing. The next thing you know, it's getting busy, and then do 4 nights. Working every day. Warner Brothers, I got to be there at like 8 o'clock in the morning till 3:30. Charlie wants us to play 5 nights a week, man. We just quit our day jobs. Why don't you do that? I said, I don't know, man. I'm in the Longshoremen's Union, and I'm just counting pallets at a warehouse. I got good money. I got, benefits. I said, come on, man. Well, I didn't do it. So the next thing you know, I'm working 5 nights and 5 days, and I got pneumonia. And I got it so bad that they came to my apartment where I was living and put a tent around me and an oxygen tank and everything. And after that, the doctor just said, you better make a choice. So I quit my day job, started playing at the Pandora 5 nights a week. It was great. Charlie treated us great. The place is packed. Celebrities from the sports world would come and see Charlie. Ben Davidson, the Raiders, all those guys, they were all friends and everything. And these people really made a lot of money for Charlie because they all drank. And they would set the house up. Ben Davidson on a weekend would set the whole house up. So anyway, make a long story short, we go to San Francisco, did our hippie thing. And then we cleaned up. We got a good manager, went to Broadway and did 6 shows a night. 7:30 to 1:30 in the morning at the top of Broadway. It was really all show, right? Routines and everything. We went back to the Pandora, and Charlie had to bail on the business because they wouldn't let a sports figure own a liquor license. So I think that happened to DeBartolo or something, right? The 49er guy. So we bought the Pandora from Charlie. And right down the street from us was the roller rink. And Bill was doing shows there. So this is the beautiful part. The acts that would go there, like Van Morrison and the Animals and stuff, they didn't want to hang out at the roller derby area because there's nothing but kids there. And they wanted to go have a drink and smoke. So they go to the Pandora. So one night I go in to go to work, and my cocktail waitress, Kathy, says, Jim, there's a band here, a famous band. I'd like you to come over there and meet them, and maybe you should buy them a drink. Oh, sure. And it was Van Morrison and them.
Oh, wow.
So I sit down with Van Morrison, and he's going to play down at his place, right? And all I did was talk about the Beatles and the Stones with him. Later on, I just felt really bad because of the fact that I didn't really know more about him, but he was just in the band then. Gloria, that's all I know. Here Comes the Night, And the guitar player came up to me before he left and said something complimentary to me, because I'm playing some of these fast licks, you know, and of course all that stuff was not like that in those days, right? Except maybe later on Jimi Hendrix or something. So we were up there jamming, and so that was what was neat. Is Bill was down the street. Once in a while he'd pop in. That cartoon over there, that We Three Trio, you'll see it, that picture on the wall. There was a big neon sign of us out front and made out of glass. And that was the sign for, and it was lit up for the Pandora business. Just the three of us in a trio. And it was great, you know, we were there, and, you know, I'd see people from Bill's place. Bill, like I said, would come in. You know, everybody came to the Pandora in those days. Sad ending, though, if you want to hear it. We had a partnership as a band, and that band was really successful, but a partnership was really, really challenging because you're not going to make everybody happy. One particular guy in the band really got more interested in running the bar and doing stuff like that than keeping up with the music and doing the shifts with us. He had to run this whole thing. And then we did some stupid things, like we suspended the liquor license so we could get underage people in there because we wanted to be cool and wanted to do the rock thing, right? Kind of like the roller derby, right? The roller rink, right? I mean, we wanted to play and rock and everything, right? And that celebrity clientele, you know. But then we kept the same business going, and it was packed. But we didn't have as many celebrities as Charlie used to have, you know, the big spenders. We wanted our friends. We wanted this kind of underground hippie thing that's really cool. We're young. We're not there. These people are great, but. And so one night there was a fight in the parking lot. The guys from the halfway house were over there, some biker guys. And the audience watched somebody get the shit beat out of him right in the front of the club, in the parking lot. And after that, I just slowly saw, with the presence of the bike thing, and then the people we had coming in, and then Charlie's big spenders aren't there. So we wound up selling the place and splitting up as a group. And we've been together since junior high school. We'd been through the Army together. We had played at the Statue of Liberty in New York together because we won the World Finals in the Armed Forces competition. We'd done all that stuff together, and all of a sudden we broke up. So after that, I kind of went over in Sausalito and played in a 14-piece band for about a year before I got the next group, which was Friends, which went back to doing all the things that, you know, Jack London and all the great things that band Friends brought me.
So we'll get there. Hold on. Just so I can remember this. Pandora was what years? What years did Charlie O'Connell own it? And he was married to a Bay Bomber too, right?
No, he wasn't.
No, I can tell you because he lived right next to me.
Did he?
Yeah, in my apartments when I did the dances at the roller rink, I lived up on a hill. Charlie Connell was right next to me, and he used to fight with his girlfriend in there all the time. Yeah. There was no wife. They were always fighting.
His wife got murdered.
Yeah.
Oof. His wife got murdered. She had went to Altamont, and she was divorced from Cam, and they were doing all kinds of. They were fighting then, and then he fell in love with a cocktail waitress, Vicky.
They were always fighting.
And they were always fighting.
I can tell you. I lived next to him.
And, you know, but he was the only really superstar in roller derby. There was nobody like Charlie O.
Yep.
I mean, he could jump over 4 people, you know. I mean, you know, but he was good to us. And he paid us really well. And when he was there, we played the songs he'd like, and he'd dance to it. And I'll never forget the songs he wanted to dance to and go out on the floor, and Dave Grohl, all those guys, stuff like that was on the radio, like I don't want to hear it, no more fussing and fighting, baby.
Hold me tight.
Hold me tight. Reggae kind of things that were underneath it.
Johnny Nash.
And then he'd like a Henry Mancini tune that I played on the guitars about. He just loved the music, and he treated us great. But we were never as great without Charlie. I think working for him, the place was just. But when we bought the club, the whole town was there. I mean, all my teachers from high school were there. And there's a picture of me in that book holding the Pandora. The chamber welcomed us. We were the only band in the Bay Area that ever owned their own nightclub beside the Casuals.
Wow.
What years? So what years did Charlie own it? When? When did you buy it? When did you close it?
I think we owned it from about maybe 69 to maybe 71. I don't remember exactly the dates because it's been so many years ago, but there's books in there. There's those little nightclub magazines that we were on the cover, the dates on there.
Okay.
I know it was earlier because I was out of the roller arena by 68, so I guarantee you it was earlier.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, you're recording this, right? So,
Yeah.
Well,
so when you have somebody,
you wouldn't have said anything.
no. So when you have somebody in a partnership like we had with the We Three Trio, which was really a successful group, we were playing San Francisco, man. We were playing at the top of the mark over there, right? Just three of us. But when you start having problems internally in the band, and so what's the next chapter? Well, I've been with these guys all those years, so I felt kind of lost. So I joined a 14-piece band, and it was great, but was no money in it. So I got in with this other band, Friends.
Okay, hold on. Okay, that's right, because that was 11 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah, so let me just